3 weeks or 4 weeks. I checked. I think it's 3, maybe 4. But hi, welcome. Hope you guys have been well. I know it's been uploaded, stopped uploading again. Backstory: I ended up taking a trip to Mexico for like a week. Had to do some work before and after. Then I came back. I was sick, stomach. I don't know. Something's up with my stomach. I'm finally starting to feel better. Starting to get back into the swing of things. So I deeply apologize for this inconsistency. Really, about 2 months. I took a trip a couple months ago. Then I worked. Then this trip, got sick. I don't know if it was. I don't know. Maybe it's just the travel. I don't know if it was the water. I mean, I tried to drink bottled water majority of the time. A weird thing that I just found out. They actually. I mean, this is completely side note, but I don't know if this had anything to do with it. Some places in Mexico, I ended up visiting like the Yucatan Peninsula area. What they do is they grab, or they have bottles, but they reuse them and seal them, and yeah. All in all, I'm feeling better. I missed you guys. I missed talking football. I missed interacting with you guys in the comment section. So yeah, I deeply apologize for that hiatus, or like I said, inconsistency for the past 2 months. So yeah, we're back. Champions League finished in May. We touched a little bit on that. Then I said I was gonna talk on the World Cup. This whole thing happened, but then I realized, shit, I can't. There were so many games going on. I can't really upload game by game or and do it overnight because I have other obligations. But I figured this would be a good place to start. We could do a little recap of the group stage. Talk a little bit about the round of 16 teams. What matches? What surprises? Germany. Everybody's looking at you. And yeah, go from there. I know it's going to be a little bit more spaced out. There's only 16 teams left, so it'll allow us to get into the nitty-gritty, talk a little bit about what went wrong, or analyze it a little bit better. Now that the round of 16 is on, that the group stage is done. Yeah, I think everybody was in shock that Germany got eliminated in the first round. I mean, in shock because it's Germany, but I guess there's been this trend ever since 2002, aside from Brazil. The World Cup champion, or maybe not 2002, so maybe 2006 and on, or 2010, whatever. The previous World Cup champ gets eliminated the following World Cup in group stage. I think it happened in 2002 with France. They had just won the 98, and then 2006, Brazil managed to get to the quarterfinals. 2010, Italy was eliminated in the group stage. Spain, so on, and now Germany, right? So yeah, what can you say? I think it's time for Joachim Löw, or ball sniffing guy. You know what I'm talking about. For those who know, right? Anyway, I think it's time for a new coach to bring in something new. Germany I think it was too much. It was too much depending in the midfield on Toni Kroos, right? If you watched a lot of their matches, it was either Boateng on the other, the defender on the other side, bringing the ball ridiculously high. So they were literally left with, I forgot his name. Sometimes Matt Hummels, or the other guy, I forgot his name. Excuse me. Just in the back, right? And then Toni Kroos was here. Boateng was somewhere around floating here. So literally, it was just a one-man defense team when they had the ball, and Toni Kroos, right? And I think there just wasn't any creativity there. Ozil didn't I think he did create in the Korea game, but other than that, he wasn't the guy they were hoping him to be. Like I said, it was literally a line. I remember seeing them play Sweden. It was just a line of like 5-6 people with Kimmich and then Hector over here. Draxler was somewhere in the middle. Mulet was somewhere in the middle. Royce, I don't know how to pronounce his name, somewhere up top in the middle. So it was, and then Tony Kroos was just a guy floating around here, or Osil, or sometimes Kedira in the first match. But it was just a lot of Tony Kroos, come on, create for us, right? And it's taxing. I think we talked about it. It's taxing from having Tony Kroos winning the World Cup 4 years ago, and going on this ridiculous Champions League tear. So, yeah, Germany. I mean, they have so much young talent that you can never. I mean, you're sure as hell not gonna be like, well, it's the end of an era, because Germany somehow seems to produce players, and so they'll be fine. I think it's just I think a coaching change is needed. But yeah, that was a huge surprise. Sweden winning that group was a huge surprise too, right? They just trounced. Yeah, I think Mexico 3-0 in the last game to see who is going to take the number one spot in that group. But yeah, I think another huge surprise. This might just be in general. I think it's just the big teams, the big contenders struggling or not looking the part, right? You're talking about a France team who didn't look convincing in any of the 3 matches. Argentina ties Iceland, gets completely dominated by Croatia, by a better Croatian team. And then, although they beat Nigeria on a goal by Marcos Rojo, I think you're not really convinced if you're an Argentina fan, right? You know there's a lot of weaknesses, especially in that midfield, right? It's just, again, it's a similar Toni Kroos effect, but this case in Argentina, hey Messi, create and bring us to the promised land. Although I will say that Argentina does, I don't understand, they do have world-class players, but for some reason, they just depend too much on Messi. It's funny, I was texting my cousin who's a big Argentina fan, and I was like, if I'm the coach, again in that Iceland game, I take Messi out. And not because I'm a Real Madrid fan or anything, but I think it would be a mindset shift, right? Okay, Messi's out, bring in Dybala, who plays similar roles. The players, I don't know, you don't know the mentality of the players. Okay, finally we get this pressure off our back. We don't solely have to rely on this guy. So let's just go out there and have fun and let's see what we can do. Not necessarily so Messi was playing bad, right? Although it hasn't been what we'd hope for, right, from Messi. I think it's been a subpar of 3 games. But yeah, Argentina and these big clubs just don't look like huge favorites like you'd expect. Which in a way it's great, right? Because it gives these Belgiums, these Englands, these Mexicos, Japan's yeah. You know, it makes it exciting. You see that these teams aren't afraid to go toe to toe with the giants. Right? We saw Brazil struggle. I think Brazil has everything. I just think Brazil hasn't played that 90-minute great football game, which is kind of scary, actually. Unfortunately for Mexico, who they play here in the round of 16. Let's just pray Mexico wins. But anyway, yeah, you're talking about a Brazil team that against Shit, I get this confused in Spanish, so I have to... Switzerland, not Sweden, Switzerland, were dominating, but they just have this 30 minutes where they just kind of relax a little bit too much, and Switzerland was able to equalize. And then we saw it the other day against Serbia, where same thing happens. They're dominating. You know that they can create at any second. But Neymar just doesn't seem into it. Coutinho, they score, but they just don't seem into it. And they kind of just think, okay, we're Brazil. We know we have all this damn talent, so we can just turn it on whenever we feel like it. And you saw from the start of the second half to about minute 70-ish, you saw Serbia just attack, get to Alisson with ease, right? They just weren't able to finish. They just didn't have the players up top who could put a few of those in the back of the net. So it's scary for the opponents, right? You're like, shit, well, Brazil hasn't played a great 90-minute match. But at the same time, if you're a Brazil fan, you're like, okay, we're not going to keep playing the Switzerlands, right? The further we get into this, we're going to be playing teams who do have the Mbappés up top or the Iscos and whatever, and are going to capitalize on some of these chances, right? So I think that's Brazil's problem. Another huge team that was favored, Spain. I think the defense, the lack of communication, some players, I think in the case of Iniesta here, his age is starting to show a little bit. Portugal game, he's created. Excuse me. But then you see him lose the ball in places where you're like, well, old Iniesta wouldn't do that, right? Or younger Iniesta wouldn't do that. Which is understandable. It's life. It's just, you just start deteriorating. Not to get all depressing here, but yeah, especially in a football or an athlete's body, right? You just start seeing the signs of father time, right? He seems a little bit slower with the ball, but you do at times get that brilliance from Iniesta that can work. But on the defense side, they don't seem too confident back there. I don't know what's going on back there, but because every team they've played, they've given them trouble. Iran gave them trouble. Morocco gave them trouble. Obviously, Portugal with a brilliant Cristiano Ronaldo hat trick gave them trouble. So it's definitely one of those World Cups where any team has a chance, and that's, I think, for once, it's exciting. You're not. You just because of years past or World Cups past, you do tend to say, well, it's going to be the Brazils, the France, the Argentinas, and the quarters and semis. But in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, well, any of these teams really have the players to give them a great matchup and make this tournament fun, which is what's been happening. So yeah, this video is probably really long, so I apologize for that. But round of 16, Saturday is going to be a huge day. Whatever you have going on, cancel it. Watch those two matches. Portugal, Uruguay. You have superstars on both sides, right? Well, Cristiano on one side, and then you have Cavani and Suarez. Although Uruguay, they won. I think they won all three of their matches. Don't let it fool you. Yeah, you got to give them credit because they took care of what was in front of them. But now, this is where you're starting to get, right? You're getting into the rounds where the great teams show up. So, can Portugal bother that back line or take the ball away from the midfield? It's going to be fun to see. And then you have, and then that same day, Argentina, France. Two teams that I think haven't played up to their full potential. So, I think it's really going to boil down to what the hell can Didier Deschamps do, right? What's his game plan? Are you playing Pogba? Are you sticking with Giroud up top? Dembele, Mbappe, what's going on? What's going on there? Because on paper, you know that they have the talent to win the whole thing. So I think that's probably going to be more of a coaching, like chess match to see who wins, as opposed to, because both sides have the talent, right? I just think is Sampaoli going to put in Ever Banega alongside Messi to create a little bit more football and let Messi free up a little bit more? Is Deschamps playing I don't think he's playing in Sonsi and Kante, but what's he doing in the midfield with those two or three with Pogba, right? And is Pogba going to be up to his potential? So that's going to be a great matchup. That's Saturday. Sunday, I don't remember, but I think it's also, I think it might be Croatia and Russia. I'd have to look at it up. But I think we'll just start off with those two games and then move from there. So, to conclude, I would love to hear what you guys think. What's been the storyline so far of this World Cup? Do you think the obviously Germany being out in the group stages, headlines everywhere, but what's been the biggest surprise? And who's been the best player of this World Cup? Yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. Hope you guys have an awesome... It's probably going to be weekend because I'm probably going to upload this on Friday because it's Thursday. So yeah, hope you guys have an awesome weekend, guys. Let me know in the comments. I missed you guys. Take care. Much love, guys.